Tony D and Little Joan with a Screenwriter's Rant on Civil War from A24 and Netflix. Did Tim Pool finally produce a movie? Smash like and subscribe. Thank you for smash liking and subscribing. Check out my books. Links in the description. Comedy Horror in South Jersey. It's the Pineys, books 1 through 13, available at Amazon.com. Don't forget, Kindle Unlimited is free. It's a civil war in the United States. Who is siding with who? Well, I'm just going to say right up front, I think Hollywood is completely incapable of doing an honest, quote-unquote, version of this movie. Anything close to honesty. I think this will be nothing but propaganda, nothing but subtle digs at various political factions while not naming them. They would never dare name them. And for that, I think, they would probably be cowardly. I mean, they got Kristen Dunst in it as the main character. They got Nick Offerman as the president. And he's not Biden. No. Now, the movie culminates with an invasion on Washington, D.C. on July 4th and dragging the president out of the White House. Gee, I wonder which president he's supposed to be. I wonder which one. Could this possibly be a psyop to lay the groundwork to have us all kill each other? Or, just have the army kill a bunch of people? I don't like where this is going. I don't like where your headspace is in this movie. But this is the guy who wrote 28 Days Later, Ex Machina, and Annihilation. Not a bad writer. I think Ex Machina is probably the best of those three. 28 Days Later was okay. I didn't see Annihilation. Natalie Portman's in it. Can't get past her. I think he directs it too. But, I don't think Hollywood's capable of producing a movie like this that would resonate. I just don't. This will only resonate with one kind of audience. Probably Democrats. I mean, one of the things in the movie is Texas and California aligned. Okay, sure, yeah, I'm sure the Texans will sign right up with the Californians. So already, I think the movie is a joke, if that's the case. And then I think there's a Florida alliance. Which is funny because it's like, so you think like, if this is supposed to be Trump, Florida and Texas will turn against Trump and invade D.C. while he holds the Northeast. Okay, yeah, I don't think this is going to be a good movie. It'll be a spectacular. There'll be lots of explosions. You'll see things in D.C. blow up, which is interesting because back during the days of the fallout from 9/11, they wouldn't even let the Hulk throw a tank at there's Offerman. They wouldn't even let the Hulk throw tanks and fight army men because they thought, oh, that won't look good for the troops. But destroying America, hey, that's fine. So I don't have high hopes for this. I think Hollywood is incapable of making this movie in any kind of honest way. There'll be a very dishonest thread in the narrative, and that dishonest thread is the one that we've been plagued with. James Lindsay keeps pointing it out. Herbert Marcuse's essay. Everything from the left must be tolerated and nothing from the right. So if you go into the movie with that, knowing that, you'll see why it is what it is. I mean, it's just like the SNL sketch recently of the Republican representatives grilling the college presidents about anti-Semitism on campus. And they contort themselves to make fun of the Republicans, even though it's clear that the target should be the college presidents. And the Babylon Bee friggin' nailed it in their little article about it. They took a picture of the college presidents and put little mustaches on them. Nailed it. Meanwhile, Saturday Night Live contorts itself just to make fun of the right and leave the left alone. And if anything, try to run a little interference in that sketch form. I think this will be the same thing. Now, you've got a good writer here and good talent, so I think it'll be as subtle as it's capable of being, but that's not going to be very subtle by the end. When you're dragging the president out of the White House because he's a dictator, I think I know who you're talking about. So, I wouldn't say this. I'd refuse to say it. But first act, I think it starts with Kirsten Dunst as the main character, intrepid reporter. And note that the main character is a reporter, right? Oh, intrepid reporter. You know, those intrepid reporters we've all know and love. You know, you can name none of them because they don't exist anymore. It's such a trope from like the 60s. Like back in the 60s, you had, I mean, during the Vietnam War, you had guys in battle with the troops, showing them dying. Now, I mean, you have Taylor Lorenz. So quite a drop-off in my view. Crusading journalist. Oh yeah. I'm sure there'll be a bunch, and I'm sure they'll have all kinds of crazy support, right? Crazy support from the networks. They really want to get the story out. Oh yeah, like today. Oh yeah, like the New York Times. Oh yeah. Pathetic. Just doesn't comport with reality anymore. I mean, if I could go back in time and show myself this video of me talking this way, I would look at it and say, my God, this guy's crazy. Is that what I turned into? It's amazing. It's amazing how things have changed, but such is living in interesting times, I guess. So, you know, you're going to get into this? Okay. I think you're going to find that this really only services one kind of audience. And that's the audience with the fantasy. Oh no, Trump is going to be a reelected president, and they have a fantasy of him being pulled out of the office. This is their fantasy, I think. So I guess first act, we're already in the Civil War. We gloss over how that happened, because we all know it'll happen if Trump gets in. It's not Trump, though. And then Kirsten Dunst is going across America, seeing the devastation. But you know, she's a tough, noble reporter, but she'll report it anyway, even though she's in danger. Yeah, because you know all the self-sacrificing journalists we have known in the United States today. You know, think of all the sacrifices that Anderson Cooper has made over his lifetime. Oh my God, the amount of sacrifice. Oh, it must be terrible. The second act, she uncovers, oh, he's bombing his own people, but he's denying it. It's a civil war. I mean, but okay, it'll just be more moral grandstanding. You know, terrible scenes of people going, cops saying, oh, we're just trying to help people, you know, and we're not racist. I'm sure there'll be some woke pandering in this. I don't see it in the trailer though, so maybe not. You know, and then it'll be they uncover that there's going to be an invasion on July 4th in Washington D.C. And then it's too dangerous, Kirsten. You can't go there. I have to. Because, you know, people in California and Texas who have been united against the president, they're depending on me. Get the word out. With my she has a camera too, which is funny. All right. So then they invade DC and they dethrone Nick Offerman, who acts like a pathetic mess, because that's, again, I think what they imagine Trump will act like if this fantasy comes true for them. Right? And that's the, you know, The end of the movie, oh, why did we go through this? Oh, we can rebuild a progressive society. All right, let's read the write-up from director, writer Alex Garland, starring Kirsten Dunst, Wagner Moura, Stephen McKinney, Henderson, and Callie Spanning. You know, put Nick Offerman in that mix. Interesting. So yeah, studio behind Moonlight, Lady Bird, Ex Machina, The Witch. That's a good movie. 8th Grade, Hereditary, and more. I think it'll be watchable though. I think it'll be pretty watchable, but I don't think it'll be honest. I just don't. I don't have any confidence in that. I think this is, this is your intrepid reporter, by the way. I think that alone is already wouldn't work. I mean, you look at the guys who are heroes in the dystopian world we live in now. You got Edward Snowden, right? Edward Snowden worked at the NSA, right? It was the NSA. That to me would be a guy you could follow. Somebody who was already on the inside and had an inside track. And had a real escape plan. Because look, anybody these days who's got actual capability of changing things, actual capability of going after the elites or the establishment, they know they have a target on their back. They know it. And they have to be very careful. So the idea that it's the 1960s and, oh man, if I could just get this report to the newspaper in time, everybody will know and then things will change. Like that's a paradigm from 70 years ago. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous in this day and age. At best, you could upload it on the internet and maybe it'd go viral and, but you wouldn't get any money for it. So I just, and it's a shame because I kind of like, what's his name? Garland? Yeah. Garland's work isn't too bad. It has a great look to it. Dreary look. But, I just can't get behind this. Would I review it? The only reason I would watch it is to review it. I think it will be painful to watch, would be my guess. But maybe not. I'll wait and see what happens when it comes out and hear about some reviews. Maybe it's amazing. Or maybe the establishment media will push it as amazing and then I'll have to watch it to pick it apart. I don't know. But just on its surface, would I watch it? Absolutely not. I would pass this by in a second because I just instantly feel like there's no way this could be honest. Another thing they would have to do to really make it honest would be to name actual names. Like you would have to use real names to make this work. Like the names of real people. You would have to use Trump. You would have to use they mentioned the Florida Alliance. That would have to be run by DeSantis. I don't know how you'd explain Gavin Newsom teaming up with Texas. I really don't. Greg Abbott. No, I that may be part of the Democratic fantasy that Texas is turning blue. I don't know. But people who know politics and I think the military, I think they would just pass this by. They would just see it and go, this is ridiculous. Anyhow, that's just my opinion. As always, everything's my opinion on this channel. In case you haven't heard me say it 1,000 times. Anyhow, that's it for me, Tony D and Little Joan. Check us out on Odysee, Bitchute, and Rumble for our more based takes. If you can find a more based take, I say take it. Okay, so I have confirmed a show. Saturday, I will be at the 13th Child Brewery, but I got the time wrong. I've been saying the time wrong for 2 days. I wrote down it's from 1 to 4. 1 to 4 at the 13th Child Brewery in Williamstown. And then on Sunday has been confirmed, Oddball Vintage from 11 to 3 p.m. It's in a parking lot near the store. So come on out for that on Sunday if you can. We'll be back with more videos later. See you in the next one.